Let's talk about pedestrian deaths on the road. We know this year we were confronted with really grisly statistics about just how many pedestrians died on the roads in the Western Cape.
Mm-hmm. It's frightening. Again, alcohol plays a huge role. Pedestrians walking next to the road under the influence. Then there's people who walk too close to the shoulder of the road. And then there are people who walk on our national roads, which is not only illegal, but it's life-threatening. And we see it on these YouTube clips. Those are local clips made right here. Pedestrians just being knocked over at high speed. Yeah, at 60 kilometers per hour, road traffic accident in a suburban area, you'll normally find the case where the person is knocked or the person rolls onto the bonnet and then onto the roof and falls over the back. It's traumatic, but it's not really, it's not a visually disturbing image, if you can compare it to a visually disturbing image. But when a vehicle hits you at 120 kilometers per hour and it weighs about 2 tons, the human body just basically falls apart. Ligaments are strewn all over the highway. It's a very graphic and stomach-turning sort of scene. It's not something you want your children or yourself to really experience. It's quite graphic, and it's something that's going to stay with you for the rest of your life once you see bodies laying next to the road like that. I'm quite desensitized to these sorts of things because I see it often. But the average person driving past, I see people stopping to vomit. I see people stopping to get out of the vehicle because they can't process what they just saw. It is horrendous, and it's not the sort of thing that you should see. It's quite graphic, and you see it a lot next to the N2 with informal settlements, and then people trying to get from one side of the highway to the other and being knocked over. It happens there most often, unfortunately, and in rural areas.
So what's the alternative?
There are walkways across the highways. The complaint then comes in that these walkways are too far, but if you're at any too far from where they want to cross, or too far from where it's safe to, or they also think it's unsafe to cross on these walkways. And I'm sure people do get assaulted or get robbed or mugged close to these, or anywhere close to the highway really. It's quiet there, no one's going to be able to stop and help you. So people do get mugged, and just as with the smash and grab incidents, for criminals it is a viable point of entry to commit these crimes. But if you're at all interested in your safety, you would rather than use these walkways, and I would then call on the police and public protector and the safety services to rather be more vigilant around these walkways, and rather as a community request that these things be monitored as opposed to crossing on the highway, because if a car knocks you there, you are going to die. It's as simple as that.